Hi there everyone, it's Coach Alexa here. I'm just going to do a quick video today about glute strength and just a bit of a visual demonstration about how important it is to make sure that our stabilising glutes and our pelvis are really nice and strong when we run. So I'm going to zoom the camera around briefly so we can have a little bit of a look at a video. So, this is a chap I did a technique analysis with a while ago, and we can just do some nice slow motion movement of his running here just to have a look at what I'm talking about in terms of the glutes. So we can see here his pelvis is nice and level, his legs are coming straight out of his hip sockets down to the ground at right angles to his pelvis when he's in his mid-air kind of phase of his running stride, and his torso is relatively nice and upright, his back's fairly straight, slightly off to one side, but we'll forgive that for the time being. So look here as to how he comes gradually into landing. So his right foot lands there, you can see the angle of his foot changing. And what's first you can see that's quite interesting is that the angle of this left foot is rotating. So it's pointing straight at the ground here, and then gradually as he comes out here, it's pointing quite far out to the side. So that is the first thing to look for. You might, if you've run behind somebody at a race or a park run or with a friend, that little foot flick out to the side, and it happens quite quickly when you run, this is obviously slow motion, is a bit of a sign that the knee is rotating inwards, so this leg is rotating and moving around too much in the hip socket. It's not being held strong and in a nice stable position by the glute muscles. So this leads us on to what happens next. So that straight line that we've got there, parallel to the floor between his red t-shirt and his black shorts, then drops to one side. So when we're at this maximum force stage of the running gait, we have got a little bit of a dip to one side at that hip, and correspondingly a bit of a lean off to one side of the torso, so because this is him trying to balance his weight distribution out a little bit. So it's a bit of an interesting one what's going on here, and this is because those glutes are not being as strong as we need them to be. So we've got a little bit of a foot flick out, again not as pronounced on this right hand side, yeah, like that. And then the interesting thing here is when we move onwards, the left side, which showed the bigger foot movement and therefore weaker glutes on the left hand side, we can really see how much weaker they are because that hip drop is a lot more pronounced when he's landing on his left leg. So left glutes are not as strong as the glutes on the right. Both could do with a little bit of work. So what do you do if you think you might be running a little bit like this? Well, to find out more, you can book a technique analysis, either face-to-face or online with me. Even so, it's always worth doing glute exercises as a runner, so it's always worth having a little bit of a look at the glutes and doing some glute strength. So if you're not sure what to do there, drop me a line, send me a message or an email, and I will send you some introductory exercises to get you sorted. I hope that's helpful. Bye.